Here's my 2021 F150 XLT crew cab that I just picked up. It was new on the lot. It's May of 2022 right now. I don't know how they keep them on the lot this long, probably because they don't budge on the price. Anyway, it's brand new. This makes 6 new F-Series trucks I've had in my lifetime. The last one I bought was 12 years ago, so there's quite a jump in technology since then. So I thought I'd show some of the cool things this truck has. First, we'll take a look at the outside. The color is antimatter blue. You can see right there in the sunlight, it's blue. But when you get it from a distance from it in the shade, it almost looks black. I think that's pretty wild. It has it's got the 302A package, so it's got the 12-inch screen in the middle there. And I believe it's about an 8-inch screen in between the gauges there. And it has the 360-degree cameras. So there's cameras under the mirrors, under the Ford emblem on the front. You can see a camera. And then in the back, there are a couple of cameras. There's one up high here in the bed. And you can actually turn that on while you're driving and view your cargo. And down here, there's another camera here. It also has this light package. You see that little light blinking? It's not actually blinking. But when you approach the car at night, let's say you're in a restaurant and you're coming out to your car, as you approach, all these lights come on to light up your car before you even get to it. This has the 2.7 liter ecoboost, and I'll open up the hood, I'll show you that. Not anything special, it's just an engine. Here we go. It's nice that it's kind of small. It's got plenty of power. And one reason I think this engine will be perfect is because most of the time I'm just going to be using this to get around town, carry people back and forth to the airport, that kind of thing. But occasionally I'll do some towing if I want to go somewhere where I don't want to drive that old truck over there because it gets 12 miles to the gallon. I can use this and should be plenty tow capable. But being a turbo, I was looking at let me turn the car on. So when you look at the gauge package here, you notice right here now I do have a turbo boost gauge. Initially it came default with a transmission temperature gauge, and who really needs that unless you're doing a lot of towing? And I thought, being a turbo, it's bound to have a boost gauge capability, and sure enough, you can go into the programming on your screen here and change it to your boost. So, all right, let's go for a drive. And you can see all the junk in my yard as I'm backing up here. My mirror, my cameras. It gets really good gas mileage. The day I bought it last week on Friday, and my band had a gig that night, and I was able to fold up the back seats, put all of I'm a bass player, so big amp and all of that stuff. So I was able to get all that stuff in the back seat with more than enough room left over for who knows what else I would need. Anyway, I got plenty of space in the back seat for carry all my gear, keep it out of the rain. And I reset the fuel mileage gauge on the way over there. It was kind of mostly highway driving over there, and I got 24 miles to the gallon. And then this week, the truck's only been used to go back and forth to school for about 10 miles a day, city driving, and my average now is 21.4. It's pretty amazing for a vehicle this size to get that good of mileage. and to have as much power as it does. Has the 10-speed automatic. Like I said, the twin turbo ecoboost 2.7. The ride is really nice. And one thing it has that I do not like is this auto start stop. So I just turn it off every time I drive. I mean, I live in Florida. It's always hot. Air conditioner's always on. So as soon as the auto start stop, kicks in, it shuts your engine off. Now you got no air conditioning. So a few seconds later, it starts back up, and that just can't be good on an engine. So the pre-collision assist just came on because the truck saw that car slowing down to turn. So it was letting me know that somebody was slowing down in front of me. Every time I bought a car in the past, you go down to the dealer, let's say they're asking $30,000 for it, you offer them $25,000 and you meet somewhere in the middle. It doesn't happen that way today. I went down to the biggest dealer in the area, and they had 6 F150s. I felt lucky they had that. Some of the other dealers don't have maybe 1, 2 max. But I got to tell you, Bartow Ford, I bought my first car from them in 2005, my first truck, and they're a different kind of dealership. They don't have all that gameplay in taking you back and forth to the sales manager. You can go in there, you can buy a car, you can leave. People are real nice. When you buy the truck, they always want to try to sell you something. A woman came up to me as I was waiting on the truck to be cleaned and offered to sell me a bed liner and all this kind of thing and extended warranties. I just, told her I wasn't interested. She says, okay, well, if you change your mind, come on back. That beats the old high pressure stuff from the other dealerships I've had to deal with in the past. Alright, one thing I have never done is to test the acceleration. When I find a good spot here, I'm going to test it. Alright, here we go. I come to a stop. Let it hit record. Can't complain about that. The wheels broke loose a little bit. Oh, this also has the electronic locking rear differential. So a lot of people will say, oh, I would never buy a truck if it's not four-wheel drive. Well, you saw at the house I had that old 90s Ford four-wheel drive, and I've used the four-wheel drive twice. I really want to get good gas mileage. A lot of people will say, oh, you always get your money out of a four-wheel drive. Well, I don't plan on selling this. I plan on driving it till it's worn out. I think I'm going to take it out on this long stretch of road up here, and we'll reset the mileage computer and see what kind of mileage we get at 60, 65 miles an hour. Oh, back to the whole four-wheel drive thing. I have friends with four-wheel drive trucks with open differentials who are really getting them stuck because basically you got one-wheel drive in the back and one in the front. I find that people that have locking rear differentials can actually go just as many places as somebody in one of those open differential four-wheel drives. So this was I think it was about a $500 option, where the four-wheel drive is close to $7,000, or at least the four-wheel drive they had at the lot that was similar to this was $7,000 more. So this stretch of road here is about 22 miles and almost a straight line with no intersections other than forest roads. A lot of people go hunting up here. Want to see an alligator? This would be a good place to go. Alright, so I'm going to get up to about, see, the speed limit is 60, so I'll set the cruise on 60. There we go, I'm going 60 miles an hour. Turn my lane keeping on, see if it works. Ah, there we go, now the lane keeping works. I'm going to turn it back off because it freaks me out. Alright, so I'm going to reset my trip thing. Alright, so my fuel economy now is, you can see it there, 31.8. Alright, so that was more than 30 miles to the gallon. I made a U-turn and accelerated back down here, so I lost some of my average, but 30 miles to the gallon is pretty good. So we'll reset it when we start heading back. Let me see how far I am. Oh, I don't have any internet service up here. I think it's 7 or 8 miles. Alright, now I'm going to get up to about 70 and do the same reset. Alright, so there's 70. Resetting. Big difference. 10 miles an hour makes. My wife, her first language is Portuguese, so her phone is set up in Portuguese. So it's really cool that when her phone is synced up, she can talk to her truck in Portuguese and it understands all of her commands, you know, call Kevin, blah, blah, blah. So we'll try her phone out, we'll try mine. These cameras are pretty awesome. Especially this one. My mirror's not the camera. Alright, I'd like to kind of give a sample of what this Apple Carplay does. Turn the car on. See which phone it syncs up with. Okay, it's on my phone, I can tell because it's in English. I'm just going to push this button over here. Call Miriam.
Calling Miriam Kessler. Mobile.
Okay, there we go. So here's how you switch from one person to the other. You go phone list. Now I'm going to change to her phone. I can say ligar para Kevin.
Ligando para James Kevin Kessler Casa.
And there it is. Now it's calling me. And then I can hang up. So that's pretty cool if you have a multilingual family. The Apple CarPlay basically is an attachment to your phone, and I like it. Now let's see who she's been calling. No, I'm joking.